Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm going to make a third design of a basic wire wrap ring. My first design was the base wire 20 gauge with a oblong bead. My second design was the Sarkovsky bicone bead with the herringbone around it, and my third one is going to be with a silver plated wire 20 gauge, and we are going to wrap a blue apatite ring right here, a little blue apatite. Okay, so I'm going to use approximately 14 to 16 inches of wire, because we're going to be wrapping around the stone similar to this one I made. We're going to be wrapping around the stone, the bead, and then bringing it around and finishing it off on the side. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to put my bead on the wire, and I'm going to take my ends and find my middle. So just pull on it gently. Find the center of my bead. I'm going to make a size, let's see, whatever size I'm making, I'm going to go a little smaller, or about the right size. So I'm going to start with an 8. So I'm going to put my bead in the little groove here on the mandrel, and I'm going to go just above. I'm going to make an 8, so I'm just going to go just above the 8, because this one doesn't really change the sizing too much on the ring. Maybe an 8 1/4, okay? Because we do have the bead coming down that takes up space in the band. So I'll do an 8 1/4. It should come out to be an 8 when we're done, and we'll check as we go. So we're going to pull those wires nice and firm, and then we're going to take the wires. We're going to bring this one on the left here, going away from me. We're going to bring it around, because it's going to circle around that way. And the one coming toward us, I'm going to bring toward me. It's going to circle around the other way. So they're going to go in the same direction, but they're going to like follow each other. So I'm going to start like this, slowly bring the bead around, the wire around the bead. And then on this side, same thing. Slowly bring the wire around the bead, and make sure the wire lays on top, next to, just above the first wire. Same on this side. Okay, and I'm just going to finish this up and come around. So I'm going to hold this wire here, and I'm going to take this wire and hold it there. So there we go. So now we've got our wire where we want to wrap it around the 2 base wires of the band. So I'm going to take it off the ring mandrel. Okay, so this is what we've got. So the beads hang down pretty low. I'm going to grab a hold of the bead between my fingers, and I'm going to keep it from changing up the wire wrap I did, and I'm going to come around with that wire. Just like that. And I'm going to go to the other side and to pull that wire over. Just like that. Okay, so there we go. Now I'm going to take the pliers and I'm going to try and bring this wire a little closer to the bead, and I'm going to squeeze that wire around the base ring wires, the ring band. I'm going to take it through one more time using my pliers so I can make it nice and snug as I can get it. Not too tight. I can straighten this out, straighten the wire out. I'm going to cut it really short, just enough to go over the band wire and lay flat on the top. I'm going to take my pliers. I'm going to gently squeeze and press that wire down to lay on the top. Try it from this direction. There we go. Sometimes that's as far as you can get it without scraping the wire too much. I'm going to go to the other side. So there we go. Looks fine. I want to take my pliers and make sure my wire bands that make up the bands, the wires that make up the bands, are not crossing each other. Give it a little squish to tighten it around the band, then bring it around. Check our ring size real quick. Yeah, it says a 9, but we're going to turn it around and it's an 8 because that bead is taking up so much space underneath the of the band that it's really going to be an 8. We're going to bring this around. So obviously my wire's loosened up enough to be a size 9 with the bead in the ditch on the mandrel, but after you turn it around and bring the ring around on the mandrel with the bead on the other side, so it's not in the ditch, you see where it's truly a smaller size ring because of the amount of the bead at the bottom down here. That just happens in this type of weave. Sometimes you can play with the wires and actually get the bead to go up a little bit carefully without scratching the bead, which is what I'm trying to do here. So I'm going to gently, there we go, play with it a little bit. So it might change the way that your wires lay. You know, you just play with it till you're happy with it. I'm happy with it just like that, just seeing that amount of the stone. But it does look a little funny because there's so much sticking out down below. There's another method to do this, and I'll show you real quick how to do it, that keeps the bead up higher. So this is what it would look like. You can't tell the bead is high, taking up space. Let's try another one. I'm going to do it a different way. Just to show you. This is a second way to do this. I'll use the same type of bead. Okay, so again, I've got like a 16-inch piece of wire. Okay, find my center. I'm going to do this again where it's like a, well, wait a minute. Before I do that, I'm going to take the wire on either side of the bead and I'm going to bend it down. Like that. So on either side of the bead, I'm going to bend it down. Okay, so now you've got it looking like this. Then you're going to take your wire and you're going to hold your pliers like that and push the wire up. Okay, go to the other side and hold your wire and push up, and then you can kind of turn your pliers in, so you kind of want this in a little bit. Okay, now we're going to put it on the ring mandrel. Now this time we don't need it to go as high because it's not going to sit in the ditch so much. So I'm going to go ahead and try for an 8. Okay, sorry about that. So we're going to go to our 8, maybe a little above the 8. Okay. Make sure your wires are on the correct side that they're supposed to be facing. Now this time, with the bead sticking up higher, we can do more wraps. Okay, so we're going to make sure that ring that is tight, get it down to the size we want, just above an 8. You can actually turn it this way, have it just above the 8. And we're going to bring the wire around like we did last time and bring this wire following it, and then we want to keep our wires stacked on top of each other, just like that. This wire come around and it goes around this piece, this like shoulder we made, and come around. And then this one right above it, come around. See how it's making the wraps. Okay, I'm going to stop with the outer one here, and the inner one I'm going to go one more time. There we go. Hold it like this now. I can bring it around. Okay, so now we have it looking like this. Now you may prefer the stone sticking up higher than the stone sticking up down lower. So it's a preference on how you wrap it with this technique. Now I'm going to take the wire and I'm going to bend it down on the corners down here, on the ends, I guess, so that I can feed my wire in to secure it. Okay, so it'll look like this. So I didn't need as much wire, but you never know how much wire, and if your size of your ring is larger, you do need more wire. Okay, so we want to wrap this around like we've done before, just like that. And then we're going to do that again on this side, and I'm just holding my stone in the wrap so that it doesn't come apart like that. So I'm trying to keep it from moving. going to take my pliers and help this around a little bit. Okay, so there we go. So we have it wrapped 3 times on that side and 3 times on this side, the wire. If it comes down over the other wire, just take your pliers and kind of help it up a little bit so you can see it. Okay, so holding that will keep it from moving. And I'm going to just wrap one more time. I'm bringing my wire around using my pliers. Okay, I'm going to cut that. I'm going to take my pliers and I'm going to pinch it down. You can do it from this angle or from this angle, doesn't matter which direction, whatever you're more comfortable with. Sometimes I grab a hold of the end of the wire and can turn it gently and then tap it to lay down where I want it. Sticking up a little bit, so I'm gonna come over here and tap it. And again, if it's sharp, I have a file that can file that tip so it doesn't scratch. Okay, there we go. So let's go to the other side. Holding my ring firmly so that I can keep the wrapping around the bead from moving. Okay, so you want that. Can tighten it a little bit. Okay, I'm going to cut that. So like I said, if it's tall enough, you can grab it and take your pliers and curve it down a little bit. That'll get it started. And then tap, tap, tap and squeeze, or squeeze with a little force there. And then I can take my pliers and pull the 2 wires closer together. And if it scratches, I can file it. So there's the second ring with the bead higher. And if this top wire keeps coming down over that wire, just go to the end here and kind of turn, give it a little twist, and it'll pop it over that. Just a gentle twist. So this should be a size 8, and it is a size 8. So we started at 8 1/4 and ended at a size 8. On this one, running the bead into the ditch, it's a 9, but when you turn it around and like this, it's an 8. So that just shows you how much the bead space takes space up in the ring band itself, the ring size. So that's a little different, and you can't tell when you're wearing it that the bead is sticking down. And then this one, the bead is sticking up higher. They're both blue apatite, but they're all different shades because it's a natural stone. And that's how it's done. So these are the sample rings that I've made in all of my videos. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please like the videos and subscribe if you'd like to be informed of any future videos. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye.